I am so excited to have this lady on the phone. She is Congresswoman, Representatives, everything we can call her, attorney, Miss Jasmine Crockett. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I am doing awesome. We're down here in the Golden Isles, Brunswick, Georgia area, St. Simons, Jekyll Island, and we know so much is happening right now. We're in a very, very important election. So I know you had some things that you wanted to tell our folks down here.
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, it's just great to have a chance to chat with you, Miss Yolanda. And I'm going to tell you that Georgia, listen, y'all making me proud, I think, so far.
Yes.
You know, with the historic voter turnout, you know, I am all for all of us participating in democracy. That is what it looks like. Even those of us that are on opposite sides, it looks like making sure that you participate in the process. And so obviously I am stomping for the best candidate. You know, I absolutely want to make sure that we have the only qualified one that is on the ticket, Kamala Harris. I want to make sure that she ends up in the White House. But at the end of the day, I want to make sure that your voices are heard. Like this, I mean, just being in Georgia in general, like I'm in Georgia right now, crisscrossing as I'm talking to you. Had an opportunity to go to rural Georgia, which made me so happy because I was like, if y'all don't get me out of Atlanta, I'm gonna lose it.
Okay.
And so I was so happy to do that because every part of Georgia matters.
Yes.
Every single part of Georgia matters. It's not just the big cities. It's got to be all of us pulling together. And listen, Georgia, y'all did it in 2022. You did it in 2020. And I know I'm asking a lot. I sound like a good Baptist preacher coming back with the collection plate. But I am asking that you pass it one more again. Okay. I'm going to need y'all one more time to show up and make sure that you are blue. And the thing is, in a very selfish way, I'm asking you to show up for my constituents. Mm-hmm. Because, you know, while many of you may have not met your step cousins in Texas, because clearly Texas is Georgia's crazy step cousin.
Absolutely.
You may not have met us, but our struggles are so similar. We are dealing with the voter suppression and the antics. You know, talking about don't bring the water to the polls because, you know, God forbid people have water at the polls, right? Like playing all these games to try to deter you. And why it was such a beautiful moment on yesterday that you guys hit record numbers is because we know that they are doing everything that they can to keep you down. They didn't like what you did in 2022 and 2020. And instead of coming up with policies that we can all get on board with, they decide they just want to mute certain voices. And with this being the state of John Lewis, I am just tickle pink that y'all are saying not on our watch. Mm-hmm. And so Savannah and the surrounding area, we need you to show up.
Right.
You know, I need you to understand that I am the girl that represents out of Dallas, but I sit on the ag committee. And right now we got to make sure that we are looking out for all of our farmers because we need farmers to make sure that they are feeding America. But specifically, it was about time that Black farmers got their due. Mm-hmm. And it was under this administration that some of the wrongs that they have experienced with not being able to access capital, that those wrongs are currently being corrected in some way, up to $500,000 for those Black farmers. We also need to make sure that overall there's just an economic agenda that looks at where is it that Black men specifically, because the Vice President has heard the calls, where is it that Black men specifically are feeling as if they have not gotten their due? And when it comes down to it, seemingly what I've heard the majority of the time, it seems like the Vice President has been on criminal justice and it's been on economic opportunities beyond just getting a good job, but actually being able to create jobs and build your own legacy out by owning your own business. And so that's why, in addition to the $50,000 tax credit that she wants to give for those newly formed, newly created small businesses, she's now looking to give out a million loans and having up to $20,000 be forgivable for each of these small businesses. She knows that this is what the call has been, and she's trying to answer the call. In addition to that, she wants to make sure that if you are looking for home ownership, which is yet another way to give you an economic opportunity, because that's the best way and the quickest way to build generational wealth, $25,000 in down payment assistance. And we know that with these interest rates being what they are, it is a struggle. or whether we're talking about the student loan debt forgiveness that Trump's Supreme Court has consistently fought against. This administration made sure that they still, despite all of it, relieved $176 billion worth of student loans. And we know that the burden has been disproportionate on Black and brown folks. And so when you can say, because the highest number that I've been given as I've been out, that someone has gotten off of their backs is $270,000. Now, can you imagine if you can get this debt of $270,000 off your back?
Absolutely.
What you're able to do, whether it's able to go out and get your own loan for your business and not have as many encumbrances, or whether it's being able to finally buy that house because your debt to income ratio isn't as high, or whether it's just having a few more dollars in your pocket for these groceries that are still too high.
Absolutely.
This is the kind of work that she wants to continue to do.
And I get it, Congresswoman. I'm a business owner. I got a nonprofit, and I'm telling, everything has been out of pocket. We can't get loans. We really, really can't get loans. I'm doing it by myself, and that's sad. So I'm so glad that our vice president is coming up with all these great opportunities for us, especially for Black and brown.
No, and I want to add to that, because I don't want people mad, and I keep it real. Let me tell you something. I need y'all to vote, and granted, y'all have done y'all's job. Y'all have sent 2 Democratic senators that will absolutely work with whatever agenda it is that she puts forward. But we gotta control the House.
Yeah.
So we gotta make sure that we give her people that actually want to work and accomplish her agenda, because she can't do it by herself. Mm-hmm. She has to have the cooperation of the House, and y'all got one of these members down in Georgia that, well, y'all know my history, but one of them in particular. And so we got to have people that's ready to work instead of people that's ready to disrupt, okay?
Yes,
so make sure that you're not just going in and voting for, the presidential. Y'all got to vote all the way down the ticket. Mm-hmm. And I need y'all to get rid of some of these people in Georgia. I ain't going to say no names.
Okay.
Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Exactly. Hey, we all know who you're talking about. And again, you have a fan base, because you said some things and we just like, dang. Yes. But you're absolutely right. I don't really think that people are thinking ahead of the game, because this is very important. This is down ballot, of course. Not only that, the Supreme Court, that's even next level. So if you think things are trying to take things away from us now, can you imagine what could happen if?
Oh no, I don't want to imagine. But he has said that if he gets in, he's gonna have 2 more step down, so he can put 2 more on the bench. I mean, it is just astounding. And actually, we talk about down ballot. I need y'all voting in these state house and state senate races, because y'all state legislatures off the chain.
Yes.
I mean, they are terrible. I mean, they are the ones that set the rules for what will and won't happen in these elections, and they are the ones that said no water. I mean, so yes, please do not ignore any daggone race. Vote up and down the ballot. That's what it's going to take to be able to change your lives for the better.
Absolutely. Congresswoman, I just really appreciate you taking time to call us and to inform and to allow our people to understand how important, voting early. And I was a believer of going the day of. I was like, I feel good. No, I was voting early.
No, get it in. You never know what's going to happen. Anything can happen, so make sure you vote. And I'm glad that you mentioned that y'all are currently voting. Make sure that you've got your ID with you, and don't stress about the fact that it may be expired. You still can go vote. So make sure you show up with your ID ready to go. Okay,
that's what I'm talking about. Well, I appreciate you giving us a call. And any last words you want to say to our folks here in deep down South Georgia?
I'm just passing the collection plate again, y'all. Y'all know, like a good Baptist preacher, we need you one more time. We need a little bit more up out of y'all. We need y'all to deliver one more time for the entire country. So go vote, Georgia.
United States Representative Jasmine Crockett on the Yo Show. Thank you so much for calling.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.